Originally South African. I grew up I was born in Johannesburg. I lived there for about 10 years. I then moved to Cape Town, lived there for about 5 years. And then I ended up moving to South Florida with my family. I went to University of Miami, studied finance and marketing and Spanish. And I graduated in 2008, so it was right before the financial crisis. I ended up I started my career at Citigroup. I worked in the corporate bank, and I spent almost about 4.5 years there. 2 years in the Miami office covering Latin America. I was in an analyst rotational program, so I rotated into different divisions of the corporate bank. I did treasury and cash management stuff. I did some corporate finance. I did a lot of marketing and sales, and then I ended up transferring up to the New York office to do more of a product and technology role within the corporate bank. Citigroup was a great opportunity. I mean, to start my career there, I really kind of got thrown into the fire. I started in August of 2008. I did an internship the prior summer, and then I started full-time the following summer. And it was right before the financial crisis. So things had kind of started going south in the summer, and then as soon as I started, it's basically thrown into the fire. The market crashed, Lehman Brothers went down, and it was kind of just downhill for most of the time I was there. I think I learned a ton of valuable skills and a lot of intangibles. And what was interesting is I got to rotate into a lot of different kind of groups within the bank. Which gave me even more exposure to the financial crisis from kind of across the entire bank. Then, I came across the OpenFin opportunity, and obviously, Citigroup's one of the biggest corporations in the world, and OpenFin there's now about 10 of us, so it's a very different environment. I really made the jump just because I feel I personally work better in smaller environments. I really wanted to find something where I could own something that has a huge impact potentially in the market when we go to market, right? And it's something that I can own and put my touch on from end to end. So from product development, getting it all the way out to a customer. Basically, when I got to New York, I spent a year getting involved, going to events and meeting people, but also getting involved in building a brand in the startup community. I spent a year networking, and then I started organizing events. So I help run Startup Weekend for New York, along with a few other people here that we have on the ground. There were some companies that obviously that I was interested in and I was looking at, and I ended up going to a meetup one night. Completely out of the blue. I just saw it online. I was like, I'll check it out. It was a mobile meetup, and I ended up meeting the founders of OpenFin there. Kind of just on a whim. I ended up over a beer. I just ended up talking to them, and at the time, what they were pitching, it sounded very interesting. It was a startup, but it was also in the financial space, which is obviously something I'm interested in. So it was kind of a mix of both of my interests. I kind of just was drawn to the founders. They're just very energetic, very, very intelligent, and very strategic people that I just kind of connected with right away, and I just wanted to work with them. My philosophy, I wrote a blog post about this that got quite a bit of traction. I kind of come from the background of never really applying for a job, and to be honest, I never, even in college, getting internships and the jobs I got, I never applied for a single job. The way I did it, and this sounds cliche, but it really worked well for me, is just networking with people and getting warm introductions to the right people and building a network in the space that you want to be involved in. The problem today is a lot of people. There's so many people, especially today, applying for jobs that it's just really hard to stand out. No matter, even at OpenFin, we get tons of resumes coming in, and the people who go a step beyond, where you've met them before, or they actively do something in the community, or they have kind of a following or a foundation that you can see, and that you've interacted with in some way. I think that really helps separate you. So I don't really believe in applying for jobs. That's just my take on it. I really just think it takes a lot of hard work to get the right job you want. Some people get lucky, they apply and they get the job, but I just haven't ever done that.